Crocs endorsement happen yet?
It's on the way.
They got it, man.
It's on the way.
Hey,
Right?
are you still hanging on to Android? You are, huh?
Yeah, come on, man.
This guy.
It's on the way.
This guy
Hey,
got
man. It's on the way.
Yo, Samsung, fucking take care of this guy.
Right?
He's got the green bubbles all day.
Right? And it's real.
So I wanted to ask you because I'd love to see a couple of things. One, I think we have a mutual friend who I talked to today. Is one of my closest friends in the music industry, Symba, who I love dearly, and you know he's in the major label machine, you know, as he is. So I don't know how easy or hard or difficult it is for you guys to drop a real project together. But I've heard that being floated around. I feel like when I think about the two guys, not just in the Bay, I'm talking about just music period, where I'm just like, man, we're in good hands. It's you and him at the top of that list. Was that something you guys have talked about, or is that something that...
Not really. Not really. We don't need... Me and Symba, like, Hell of a Feeling is like our first song together. Like, we worked on some shit prior, but it wasn't nothing we both loved. Right. Hell of a Feeling was our first track together. We never really, anytime we link, we don't do music. Like, we really hang and chop it up, or he'll come to the backyard and we rap. Like, man, that's the dope thing about, like, bro, I fuck with niggas. You got to be human with me. For sure. Like Coney is one of my best friends, and it's like we don't even do music together. We just rap and hang and chill and talk about life.
I think Symba too has got an understanding of a lot of things like that are at a high level that most artists don't, in terms of like branding, in terms of like how he speaks, in terms of like when he goes on platforms. I think sometimes he'll approach an interview like it's an album. Yeah.
Symba's smarter than a lot of the niggas in the game. Like, he's just more strategic and calculated. He understands.
What about you doing an album, nothing but Pilo beats?
It's coming. Okay. We are, me and Pilo been talking about that for the past 2 years. So yeah, that has to happen, right?
Because dog, listen, you and Pilo, you over just Pilo beats for a whole project,
right?
And then fucking,
that's gonna be a moment too for the home team, man.
And that'll shut up some of the Bay Area gatekeepers.
That won't even shut them up. There's nothing that could shut them up. It's like I made Baggage Claim, and the whole world, that shit was going viral for months, 10s, 20, like that. Nothing to shut them up. You know, that just doesn't happen. I've reached 1 million followers independently, and I've never bought a follower.
That's beautiful.
There is nothing that could shut these people up because they don't know nothing. I don't buy streams. Everything I have organic, authentic growth.
Are you still so for people who don't know, who maybe are just heard you watching this, you have a situation with your albums where, well, one, what I love that you do is you take care of your team. So if someone shoots a video, if you do a full project with, you know, your producer, you're cutting the team in on the equity on the album, right? Are you still doing that in terms of like fans being able to say, man, I want to get a cut?
We sell stock every month.
And is that stock, walk me behind the business behind that, because for people who don't know, there is a platform that's called DistroKid, right? Where you're able to upload your music and then split the music, which is an easy way for you to pay featured artists, writers, producers, management, whatever, right? So are you distributing the stock? It gets purchased, and then do you go in on? Is it DistroKid?
I don't use DistroKid anymore. Like the technical capability wasn't there for the level that I was doing it at. So I currently use Command Shift, NVIDIA, and I just start.
I heard NVIDIA.
I just start rocking with 2 Loss as well. I like their back end.
Yeah, I heard NVIDIA is dope.
Yeah, NVIDIA is great. Command Shift's great.
These are distro companies that are similar to like TuneCore.
These are distribution companies,
and they have the same type of technology, but at a larger scale.
Man, that been my thing. Like, man, there's other dealings that we were trying to do, but it didn't align because they didn't have a split system. And to me, it's like, if I can't split the money and control my own back end and see where my shit going and when I want to pay somebody, that's a red flag. It just doesn't.
It's also, if you don't have the split system set up and you're a distro company, TuneCore had to do it. Right?
Eventually, right? TuneCore didn't do it for a long time.
They didn't do it for a long time. They had to do it.
They understood.
That's like, well, shit. I mean,
Bro,
shout out to DistroKid because they changed the game for real.
When you're a distro and you don't have one, you're encouraging people to steal money from other collaborators and artists.
Yeah, because you might not even want to do it on purpose, especially because there's different angles of that. But let's say you're an artist. Just the idea of like maybe you have management that's supposed to handle the splits and, you know, it's just things get lost in the wind. If you could just set up the splits and it's just locked in.
Man, I just started using 2 Losses Portal recently, and I got to go holler at them because they got it set up to where you submit the release, then you enter the split. And I'm just going to tell them the same thing. Like, you're going to encourage people to be able to monetize their art before they start paying their collaborators. Like, you shouldn't be able to submit the release until everybody is kind of accounted for.
And because not you, not me, but a lot of artists, a lot of people, it's like human nature that like once you see that money come in, you're like,
Boy, it's tough.
But what I'm saying is like if you just set up the splits from the jump, then whatever money you're getting is the money you're getting.
That's all you need exactly.
And then you're like, cool, you know what I mean? But if you get the whole pie and you're like, yeah, you know, some people are inclined to be a little cheaper.
Right.
Right.
Naturally, that's a human thing.